What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we got a big-time show for you guys today because it's looking like the New York Jets hiring Aaron Glenn is seriously gaining some momentum after this report we got from Ian Rappoport just about an hour ago. But if you guys want to stay up to date around everything around the New York Jets and this head coaching search, please hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 2,000 subscribers here on the channel. We just started posting videos about 2.5 weeks ago, and the support has been awesome. But if you guys want to stay up to date around everything around your New York Jets, hit that sub button. And today, I'm actually off. But still, I want to get you guys the latest around the New York Jets. So no matter the time, no matter the place, if there's a big-time report, I got you guys with a video. So hit that subscribe button to join the Jets Report family here on YouTube. But let's just dive into it. So Ian Rappoport put out about an hour ago saying Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, one of the top coaching candidates, is set for an in-person interview, his second in-person interview with the Jets, per me and Mike Garafolo. Glenn will have options, and electing to do his visit to the team that drafted him, where he was an All-Pro, is significant. So that report came out, and I was saying, oh, this is seriously gaining steam. It will most likely be Aaron Glenn heading to the New York Jets. But then we also got a follow-up report that he is also going to be meeting with the Saints for his second in-person interview there. So Glenn was on the Saints coaching staff before. He also played with the New York Jets for multiple seasons, has won an All-Pro there. He had 24 interceptions with the Jets, 4th all-time. So it's kind of like Aaron Glenn's got a little piece of himself with the Saints, got a big piece of himself with the New York Jets, and I think it's going to come down to those two in terms of who is going to hire him. But also, this makes sense, and we reported on this about a week and a half ago here on the channel. Josina Anderson put out a report about 10 days ago saying it would be the Jets and the Saints battling it out for Aaron Glenn. So after everything we're hearing, after all the reports, I can confidently say Aaron Glenn will either be the head coach of the New York Jets or he will be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I think it's going to come down to those two teams. And in terms of the Jets hiring Aaron Glenn, this has been my number one guy. I would have preferred him or Brian Flores becoming the next head coach. I would want the Jets to lean a defensive-minded head coach because I think two of your best players on the team are on that side of the football, and they're young, being Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. And Aaron Glenn, I mean, talk about a coach that could get the most out of Sauce. He played DB in the league. He was fantastic. He was an All-Pro. And seeing what Aaron Glenn has done for guys like Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold in Detroit, I couldn't even imagine what he would do with a guy like Sauce Gardner and the talent, just the natural talent he has. I would want the Jets to lean a defensive-minded guy. I also think Quinnen Williams would take a massive step up. And if you're just looking around the AFC East, I mean, watching what the Bills did last night, I mean, they're a wagon. They're a powerhouse, and they're going to be around, for the next 10, 12 years, as long as Josh Allen's still playing at honestly, a top 2 player in the league level, which he is right now, and getting that defensive-minded guy, I think that would be at least the avenue I would prefer the Jets to go, and it seems like they're going that. It seems like they have a lot of interest, a lot of, support in Aaron Glenn becoming the next head coach. So I think if it's not Aaron Glenn, I'm going to guess their backup option here is going to be the other NFC North defensive coordinator, and that's Brian Flores. Now, like I said, I think it will be full-fledged force to get Aaron Glenn to the New York Jets, but let's just say they strike out on him. I could see Brian Flores then being the guy that's going to step up, and he'll get another in-person interview. But I think it is pretty telling that Aaron Glenn, 2 days after a disastrous loss to the Washington Commanders, that now he is, seriously looking to, already start this process and become the next Jets head coach. And I can already see people possibly getting down in the comment section being like, man, did you see the Lions defense this past weekend? Why would you want to hire Aaron Glenn? The Washington Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury, they tore them up 100%. And I don't think it was Glenn's best performance of the year by any means in the playoffs. He struggled. That defense struggled. But you also got to remember, guys, he's doing this with practice squad guys out there. I mean, no Aiden Hutchinson, no Aleem McNeil, their star defensive tackle, no Carlton Davis, he wasn't out there as well. And also, I thought Kirby Joseph, safety for the Lions, had a poor game, just tackling an open field. I mean, he let up multiple big plays in that game. But I'm not just going to let one poor performance by Glenn in the playoffs completely changed what I saw from him throughout this whole season. And that was him getting the most out of a group that doesn't necessarily have a lot of talent. Like the Lions, their linebacking core, besides Jack Campbell and Anzalone, I mean, even Jack Campbell wasn't his best this past season. Anzalone's a tremendous player, but it's not like they got blue chippers all over the field. And also after the injuries, they seriously struggled to just, consistently get pressure. And Aaron Glenn, was kind of coaching with one hand tied behind his back. So for me, I still got Aaron Glenn as my number one choice for the New York Jets, and it's really starting to look like, that would be the case. But I'll ask you guys this. Would you hire Aaron Glenn to be the next Jets head coach? Just give me a Y for yes or an N for no down below in the comments section. Now, I want to talk or finish off today's show talking about, one, my coaching predictions. There's still 6 head coach openings, and I just want to kind of connect the pieces here, hear what we're hearing, decipher some of these reports we're hearing and see where these guys could be going. Also, just talk about the NFL playoffs this divisional round weekend to close out today's show. But let's start off with the Jets. I think they're going to hire Aaron Glenn, so let's just check that box. I think everything we've been hearing about the Raiders and Ben Johnson, I think is legit. I think Las Vegas will hire Ben Johnson. And then I think the Bears, another big opening, I think they'll go the direction of Mike McCarthy. And then if the Saints strike out on Aaron Glenn, I think they're going to go Joe Brady, has a connection to the New Orleans area, so pencil him in there. And then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have no idea where they're going to go. Could it be a guy like Liam Cohn, Bucs offensive coordinator, or would it be a guy like Brian Flores? I don't think Flores is a great fit in Jacksonville. Considering there's question marks, how much does Trevor Lawrence, love football? Is he that dedicated? And I think, Flores is a guy where if he even gets a sniff of, the most important player on their team, Trevor Lawrence, not being fully invested in football, I can't see Flores being the guy that's going to go and take that job. So I got Jets Aaron Glenn. I'm going to go Saints Joe Brady, Bears Mike McCarthy, Raiders Ben Johnson. Then I got the Jags. I think they're going to go Brian Flores here, but I'm pretty sure I'm missing one more. The Cowboys. Yes, the Cowboys. I have no idea who the Cowboys are going to get. I would assume maybe Kellen Moore, or if they swing big, maybe it's Deion Sanders here. But just going to wrap up today's show talking about the playoffs. First off, it was an unbelievable weekend. Got to sit back and just watch all these games, which was truly, truly awesome. But, the first game, Chiefs-Texans, Texans special team was terrible. The Chiefs, yes, they had the refs in their back pocket that game, but they're still just a dominant team. I mean, 7 straight AFC championships is just unbelievable for that organization and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. So you have to give a lot of credit to them. Then that Lions-Commanders game, definitely the biggest shocker of the weekend. Jaden Daniels looks like the best rookie quarterback ever. I think that's undisputed. He played his tail off against the Lions and really was a playmaker throughout all 4 quarters in that game. But then you also kick it to the Rams-Eagles game. It shows having a physical team, having some dominant guys on that D-line, it matters. I mean, Jalen Carter, unblockable in that game. And it's just funny how he fell to the pick number 9 in that draft. And he was well reported and talked about as the best player in that draft class. But the off-the-field issues caused him to fall. And then the Eagles ended up getting a blue chipper there. But, also in the late game, Bills-Ravens, just 2 of the best teams in the league. I feel bad for Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews screwed that one up for him, but, still, I thought it was a tremendous weekend. There's a lot of, good football teams out there in the NFL right now, a lot of good quarterbacks also. But that's the latest on Aaron Glenn heading to the New York Jets. It's really seeming like this thing is, kicking into second gear here. So I could see them hiring him maybe this week, maybe early next week, but make sure you guys are subscribed. Don't miss a thing. I'll see you guys next time. Go Jets.